good weather here in the DMV. So we are excited. Not perfect weather. A little chilly, but a lot better than it's been. So today, we're starting to gear towards March. We're starting to gear towards spring. Tomorrow is March, and the spring is about to be here. So I'm going to give us one quick tip, and just in case we have to thaw some ice from the winter or we've had a recent feud or so, on how you could get this spring off to a good start. So people come to me and they say, hey, what is the absolute quickest way that I could de escalate a fight, that I could turn the temperature in my room to warmer versus colder, that I could make a change in my relationship or in my marriage? And I'm going to give you that tip right now. That strategy is almost, people fail at it, but it's a can't fail technique. So let me tell you what it is. I see people coming in, tell me who you are and where you are from. So this is like the most powerful things in relationships. It's called the power of acknowledgement. The power of acknowledgement. So I get two spouses. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? And they are going back and forth on a point. So sometimes people will call me, we're in a session, and they want to put out all these fires, all these fires. Like, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. And we're ricocheting all over the place. I'm like, let's just talk about one thing. If you want this feud to end, or at least start to thaw, I want you to do one thing. That's acknowledge one point that they're making. What's one point that they're making in their argument? What's one point that they're making? You gotta swear to God, if you want to like thaw, go from winter to spring in your relationship, what I want you to do is acknowledge one thing, but preferably their pain. So I got two spouses. One fear or pain is really ricocheting off the other person's fear or pain. What do I mean by that? So I get one spouse that is afraid that they are never going to be made a priority. They're never going to be made a priority. Whatever you do, you're just not going to make me a priority. It's going to be your kids from another marriage. It's going to be your job. It's going to be the new neighbors. You know, you go cycling with them. They're always going to be a priority. And this is just a constant fear. So if you guys, I see people chiming in. If you hit one, I think it will let you in. If you type one in the browser, it should let you in and show you, and I can react to your comments. Or you could just type your comments, and I'll react to them. So I'll get one person, like I said, they just think they're never going to be made a priority, or they're not being made a priority by this person. And the other person's fear is that, I think it's something that happens. If I give into you, you're going to take advantage of me. You're going to take advantage of me. I have a trust issue. And if I trust you completely, you're not going to make me a priority. You're not going to be here. You're going to abandon me. So I got these two issues and they're playing off each other. What I want you to do, whatever your challenge may be, and if you type them in the browser, I'll use you as a real example, right? Let's say your issue is you are concerned about them making you a priority, right? I want the other person in that relationship or marriage to just stop. And I want you to acknowledge what they're saying. Babe, I know you've told me you don't feel like a priority. Well, I must say, I've tried to make you feel like a priority. I haven't done it in a way that's working for you. What do you need for me to do to make you feel like a priority? Definitely recognize it's important. And I want to make you feel that way. Give me one way to make you feel like a priority right now. To which the person might say, well, I just want you to stop, listen, and just hear me. Let me talk. Let me talk. So stop, listen. I get it. I get you want to talk. I want to hear what you have to say. I agree that's an important thing for us to do, and it's for you to make you a priority. So just stop and go at that. Why is that important? Because any conversation we have isn't going to deal with anything else. But I want you to acknowledge what their need is, and I want you to repeat it. Now, this is the trick, right? Because you're probably going to say, I've been doing that all along. And maybe you have. I don't have a problem with that being the truth. But we don't have to agree with them that you haven't been doing it. We just have to acknowledge it's important to them. And then I want you to ask why. Well, sometimes when I feel like I'm not a priority, or I feel like you're not going to make me a priority, I wonder if we're going to make it in the future. Then I want you to follow. Why is that so important? When you, that's when you'll probably get how the person really feels about you. Because I love you and I think this isn't going to work, and I'm afraid of that. So then I say pivot to the other person, and I want you to ask yourself a question in terms of why do you have this sense that no matter what you do, it's not going to be enough? Why do you have this sense no matter what you do, it's not going to be enough? Because it hasn't been in the past. So rather than saying you're lying, rather than saying I disagree, I want you to try the power of acknowledgement. I want you to say that must be frustrating to think that you do everything and it's never enough. And I want you to listen because the person like to say, my God, I can't believe you heard that. You actually are hearing that? Yes, I would feel frustrated if I tried and it was never enough for you. So if you're feeling that way, I don't want you to feel that way. And then I want you to ask this question. Well, tell me this then. Why are you trying so hard? If you say I'm not recognizing it, why are you trying so hard? Because I want it to work. It's like we have problems and they drive us crazy, and we never seem to resolve them. And I'm trying everything, but nothing works. I talk, you interrupt me because you're hurt. I talk, it seems like you're in a lot of pain and I'm always offending you. And it feels like it's never enough. I'm just trying to figure out what will work for you. Got it. I said because the power of acknowledgement is the most simple thing you could do in your relationship. So let's say some things that might come up. Hey, I see you're a neat freak and I see that's important to you. Why? Well, I just need to be in an environment where I could relax. Well, why do you want to relax? Well, if it's neat, we probably could have more sex. You know, what do you mean more sex? Well, I could relax. I won't be so amped up. So what I want you to do is acknowledge what they're saying to you. You don't have to agree, and then figure out what's their why. So it's going to be hard because you're probably used to asking questions and interrupting them. I want you to not interrupt them and figure out their why. This is the quickest way to de-thaw a relationship or a marital problem. Anyways, hey Renee, how are you doing? I thank you all. I want you to try it. This week, I will be talking about this very thing, which I call the power of acknowledgement. If you remember from Closing the Gap in Your Marriage, the communication gap, it was about this very thing. Anyways, make it a great day, and I will see you all Wednesday at noon. Bye bye.